Hey guys, I'm going to do a basic bank reconciliation problem. This is a try it problem from chapter 7, numbers 11 through 15. And the problem is pretty simple. It says, for each of the following items, determine whether the item would be added to the bank balance, subtracted from the bank balance, added to the book balance, or subtracted from the book balance. And they give us a few situations that happen during a bank reconciliation. So the question that always helps me answer these problems is, who doesn't know about this situation? Is it us, the company, the book, or is it the bank? So let's try to answer that question for each one of these scenarios, and then that will help us determine how to adjust the books. So it says interest revenue earned. So if we earned interest revenue, we can't generate that interest revenue. Someone has to give it to us. So the bank already knows that we generated that interest, so it's already on their books. We don't know that when we generated the revenue or how much interest was generated, so we need to adjust our books. So number 11 goes on the books, and the question is, should it be a add or a subtract from the books? Well, obviously if we earned interest, we would have to add to our books. Okay, so now number 12, non-sufficient funds check. Okay, so who doesn't know that there are non-sufficient funds? Well, the only person that can check to see whether there's non-sufficient funds is the bank. The bank has to clear that check, so they would not adjust their books if there were not sufficient funds. They wouldn't add anything, they wouldn't subtract anything, they would just simply send the check back to the original writer. So we would have to adjust our books because we had already added that amount. So we would have to adjust our books, and if there were non-sufficient funds, that means there were funds that we added. We now have to subtract them, so that would be a subtraction from our books. Okay, now number 13, a deposit in transit. Who doesn't know that there are deposits in transit? Well, we obviously know there are deposits in transit because we sent them. The bank doesn't know who's sending deposits, when they're going to arrive, so the bank is out of the loop. So their books will need to be adjusted. Okay. So if it's a deposit in transit, that means the bank's balance obviously needs to be adjusted up. So, okay. Now, number 14, a service charge. Who doesn't know about a service charge? Well, the bank is the one generating the service charge. They're charging us money to provide their service, so we need to adjust our books. So put a 14 there. And if it's a service charge, that means it's already been subtracted from the bank balance, so we also need to subtract it from the book balance. Okay? And the last one is outstanding check. Okay? Who doesn't know about an outstanding check? Well, we wrote the check, so we obviously know about it. The bank does not. So it goes on the bank's books. And if it's a check that's being written to our bank, we will need to subtract from our book balance. Okay? So that's those are the answers that we've come up with. Luckily, the answers are already posted here online, and I have them here. So let's take a look and make sure they're correct. So number 11 is an addition to the book balance, added to the book balance. We got that correct. Number 12 is a subtraction from the book balance. That's D, subtracted from the book balance, okay. Number 13 is an addition to the bank balance. That's A, added to the bank balance, A. We got that correct. Number 14, a subtraction from the book balance, which is D, subtracted from the book balance, D. And 15 is B, subtracted from the bank balance. Subtracted from the bank balance. So it looks like we have them all correct. And that's just a quick little way to understand how to do basic bank reconciliations. If you ask yourself the question, who doesn't know about this transaction? That will tell you which balance you need to adjust, and then it's simply a matter of adjusting it up or down. So I hope this helps, guys, and we'll see you on the next video.